Let's use this model of the market for loanable funds to interpret how this policy will affect it. All right, so this policy on taxing savers is going to no longer tax people who save on their nominal interest, but only on their real interest. So that means that nominal interest is higher because it accounts for inflation, right? So our real interest is going to be lower due to inflation. And so if we're only taxing on the real interest, that means that savers get to keep their nominal interest tax free, right? So they're going to get a higher return overall nominally on their money than they would if they taxed all of it, right? So what that means is that this is going to encourage savers to want to save more at each interest rate, right? So we're going to push our supply to the right, right? So at each interest rate, we are going to save more, right? So our initial equilibrium quantity of loanable funds was over here, right? So this is quantity 0, quantity initial, and our initial interest rate was right here, right, R0. All right, so now I'm going to do this in red. Our new quantity has increased, right, because more people are willing to save because they're getting, they're no longer taxed on nominal interest rate, so it feels like they're getting more, right? And then over here, we are decreasing the interest rate, right, because we have a higher supply of funds, so we don't need to encourage savers as much with this higher interest rate, right, because they're willing to save more at each lower level, right? So how will this affect saving and investment overall, right? So essentially in the supply and demand curve, what the supply means, the suppliers are savers, right? They're who putting money in the bank, allowing people, they're financing people who want to borrow that money, right? Because they're putting money in the bank, and then the demand is people who want to take their money out, right? People who want to use it, people who want to use that money to invest, right? So that's who is demanding these loanable funds, right? And savers are who are providing it, right? So overall, we're increasing the level of saving and also increasing the level of investment because we finance investment with saving.